taking a closer look at the schedule for our next topic. So you guys mentioned 34 or 82 games will be on national TV. So the split is 11 on NBA TV, 10 on TNT, 10 on ESPN, and 3 on ABC. So looking at the calendar, what is the game you're circling in this season? What's the game you're circling, and why is that the game you're going to be looking at this year? The game you're going to be really like, the game that's going to be kind of the one to watch this year, if you could pick one.
I think it's obvious to me. It's the first game Ben Simmons plays in Philly.
That's what I had to.
You took the easy one.
For two reasons. One, for Ben coming back to Philly, and the second reason, the way Brooklyn kicked our tails when they came back that time when everything was supposed to be so hyped. So I think that, to me, that's the game. I mean, we kind of need to get it over with. We kind of need to see it happen. That's the game. That's the number one game. I think that's even bigger than, a Christmas game or anything like that. But that, to me, that's the game we need to see. We kind of need to see how that plays out and how that shakes.
I believe that's Thanksgiving week too. That's the Tuesday of Thanksgiving.
I need to not be traveling that Tuesday is what I need to do. gotta X that out on my calendar. Do not travel on that day. Yeah, that's a good one for sure.
Yeah, that's the one I had, November 22nd. That's the one I circled.
Yeah, I mean, if I had to pick another one, I would say I think the game when Denver comes to
that's a good one too.
Philly, that's a good one, and they have it as a rivalry week game, which the NBA is doing this year. Now, rivalry is not always team; is sometimes it's player.
Yeah,
they're hyping it as a Joel and a fella game. So to me, that's kind of, you want to see how that plays out. When Jokic is mean. So
they're airing
that right there. And then you always want to kind of, if I'm picking another one, you always want to kind of see where you are with a team that ended your season. So when Miami comes to town.
Yeah, that's a good one too.
Kind of stick it to them, you know what I'm saying, after them beating you the previous year. So those will be the three choices, with the first choice I said being number one.
Yeah, those are all good.
All 4 Boston games are going to be on big networks.
Huh. Of course. Yeah.
Great.
Yeah. Philly and Boston.
Both Denver games are going to be on networks, of course. They weren't stupid on that one. They know what to do. They know what people like. I think 3 out of the 4 Miami, I think, are being aired nationally too. I had besides Brooklyn, I had the March 4th primetime game against Milwaukee. We always have great primetime games in Milwaukee. I also think, even though, Boston went to the finals, I think Milwaukee's still, they're the last Eastern champs. Let's put it that way. The champs to win out of the East. So that's a great test for us. It's not too late in the season to the point people might be resting, but it's in early March. I put the Saturday night Boston game, ABC, February 25th. The one when your stretch that you named, Eric, that one's, I think, a great game too, because we'll both be coming out of the All-Star break. We'll be pretty fresh. We'll get to see the best of each other.
Which game you talking about? Which game did you say?
February 25th against Boston.
Yeah, I mean, that Milwaukee game you talk about is that same stretch, right?
Yeah. Yep.
Yeah. Okay.
So we're both fresh. We're both fresh coming out of it. Good test. Good Eastern test. Boston's at Philly. The Milwaukee's at Milwaukee. So both good. And then I put March 24th against Golden State. Final stretch of the season at Golden State. Obviously, the champs get to see what we look like going into our final stretch. I put that one as well.
Got it.
So, do you all write off the? Neither one of you said the opener against Boston at Boston. I know that's going to be, it's at Boston. I mean, is that a big game, or is that more like,
Yeah, I mean, I think it's a big game. But to me, all first games are big games.
Mm-hmm.
So I don't think this kind of brings anything special to me. I just think that the first game is like, hey, we got to go out here and make a statement that first game. So I don't think just because we're playing at Boston that it's any different than if we were playing at Toronto or Charlotte. I would look at it the same, like, hey, let's see how we look in the first game.
Mm-hmm.
So it's more of a big game for Boston. I think being at home and first game from being runner-ups and all that, for us, I think it's a game. It's the first game.
Right.
I think it's like starting a marathon, right? It's important how you start it, but I don't think you're going to win because of how you start it. So it's obviously can't wait for that game, but I don't, in the grand scheme of things, I don't think we're looking back at that. We play them 3 more times after that. So it's like, I don't think that game's doing anything for the entire complexity of the year. Obviously, it would suck if we got our asses kicked, or either way, really. It would set up a bad tone for the other 3 games. But, yeah, yeah,
that's more outcome, though. You know what I'm saying? Yeah, the outcome, I think, will tell us a lot. So I wouldn't necessarily go in saying, hey, this is a game I'm circling, outside and always circling, the first game. Like,
right.
I just don't think that it's a game that I'm like, hey, I can't wait for this game. Now, I can say I can't wait for the first game, but to me, it wouldn't matter who the opponent is.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, either way, right?
Yes.
Yeah. I'm also looking at, I know Matisse is looking at those 2 games at Toronto back-to-back on October 26th and 28th that he will not play.
Look, I actually looked at that on the schedule and thought of you. I actually did. And I thought of you and Thybulle. I actually thought of you 2 guys when I seen that. I'm like, oh, is this a break or what? Like, it's only one
nice
trip.
Little vacation, isn't it?
Yeah. It's like,
damn. Matisse
is like, man, I'm paying me a trip to Miami when they go to Toronto.
Yeah, because think about it. He goes to, we play at home against Indiana on October 24th. Dude doesn't have to go again until meet them in Chicago to the 29th on October, man. Dude, gets an early break for him. That's fantastic. Enough time there to gain weight on that 5 days, dude. I mean, that's go to Chicago early and have some, Giordano's over there and have some
Giordano's. Nice.
Man, all right.
More of a Lou Malnati's guy, Tej, not Giordano's.
Giordano's.
More of a Lou Malnati's guy, not really a Giordano's guy.
Yeah, I went the more, mainstream route. Yeah, sure.
Lou's is getting up there.